Hey y'all, welcome back to Southern and Spicy. Today we are cooking old-fashioned chicken noodle soup. This is a great time of the year to do that, but my husband, he'll eat it any time of the year. Such an easy recipe, so healthy for you. So first thing we're doing is we are melting the butter in our pot, and I have about a half a cup, or actually I have about a fourth of a cup, which is a half a stick of butter. And I know some people boil their chicken, but I like to chop mine up and give it a little sauteed flavor in there with the spices and the veggies. I add my chicken right here. It's okay to add a little oil to it to give it a little extra liquid so that you don't scald the bottom of the pot. What I'm going to do with this chicken is, even though I chopped it up, when the soup gets ready, after it's simmered for an hour or so, I will probably pull apart the chicken in the pot because I like my chicken in my soup shredded. So I've got my chicken here. Going to go ahead and add onion. That's almost a cup of onion. Mix that in. That's going to give that chicken such a great flavor. You know, I've made chicken soup many different ways. I've boiled the chicken. I've even grilled the chicken, and that's good too. But there's just something about putting the chicken in there with all those flavors. Now I have 3 ribs of celery, and I like my celery finely chopped. I don't like to crunch into my celery or bite into it and get a crunch. So we've got our celery here, our onion going, turning the heat back up a little bit. Then I've got my fresh carrot. All of these veggies are fresh, nothing out of a can. That is 1 giant carrot. I almost had to fight my dog over it. My dogs love carrots. Do y'all's dogs love carrots? So I had to give them their own carrot so I could get this one out and chop it up for our soup. Look at that. It's looking good already in the pot. And there's no liquid there. Then, of course, garlic. About 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, fresh garlic. So I've got all my veggies and my chicken in here sauteing. Now I'm going to add my pepper. Yep, you can do that at the end too, but I like to go ahead and add some of it at the beginning to give that, so that it soaks and absorbs into the chicken. A bay leaf. I love to smell celery being sauteed. I have a really great recipe for cream of celery soup if anybody's interested. I also have a group called Southern and Spicy. We share our recipes on there. I have a couple of recipes on there that I haven't made on this show that I have shared with people. One of them is the Louisiana king cake. You know, it's Mardi Gras time down here, down south, and we're close enough to the Louisiana line that we get affected by it. So I have a king cake recipe that's really good. Don't forget to hide your baby in it. I also have my cranberry walnut oatmeal cookie recipe on there, which also has, it's mainly written for high altitude baking. And then at the bottom it tells you what you can do to modify it for down here. Going to go ahead and add some red pepper flakes. Get this to sauteing really good. Again, I am just a lover of the glaze on the pot when you cook something, and then using that, scraping that off and making that part of your sauce or your liquid. It gives it such great flavor. So we're going to let this saute until I can see the chicken might have a little bit of char. It doesn't have to have much. As you can see, there's a little glaze on the bottom of the pot, but I'm able to scrape it off. Now we are ready to add our liquid. 6 to 8 cups. 6 to 8 cups chicken broth. When was the last time you had chicken noodle soup? Not out of a can. So I added 8 cups of chicken broth. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of water. We're going to bring that to a boil. Then we're going to let it simmer for 10 minutes and add our noodles. Okay, it's been simmering for a little over 10 minutes. I'm going to add, I use egg noodles, but you can use whatever kind you like in your soup. Stir it around, kind of get a good idea how many noodles are in there, because I love some noodles. Add a little bit more. I think that's going to be good. So we're going to cover this and let it simmer for about an hour. And as you can tell, my liquid's a little darker because remember I used the glaze from the pot. Otherwise it would be a lighter pale yellowish color. Let me taste the liquid. Good. If you're sick or if you're not sick, we'll be back in an hour to taste this. Now we're going to taste it. Ooh, those noodles have expanded. You can see the chicken. I did shred some of the chicken. Some of it I did not. Look at that. The broth is so good. So good with that onion and garlic, celery. It's great. It's great for a cold winter day. I have a neighbor who is not feeling well, and we share recipes. I'm going to take a bowl over to her. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you next week.